This video is going to show you how to use Vernier's LoggerPro software to analyze a video clip. To begin with, I've got to make sure the video clip is something my computer can read. So my computer can read MP4s, for example. So I have my video clips on MP4. And I've got a fresh file with nothing entered into it. In my fresh file, I'm going to go to the Insert menu, go down to where it says Movie, select that, and then I'm going to find my movie. So there's my movie all set, and it's on the screen now. Then I'm going to make it large so I can see everything that's on there. Now, when I made the movie, I had it make it so that it was 60 frames per second, not 30 frames per second. So if you're shooting high-speed video, something you need to adjust the frame rate, you can. This video is going to show you how to do that. Normally, a video is about 30 frames per second. So this time it's going to be 60, and I'm going to show you how to adjust that. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the bottom right-hand corner, and these are how I can adjust what goes on in the movie itself. So I'm going to click it forward a few so I can begin to see the ball. So there's the ball coming out. And now I'm going to get ready to analyze the video. I'm going to look at the tools on the right hand side. I've got to pull them up by clicking on this little button in the lower right hand corner. It's got these dots and a little arrow on them. So I'll click on that. And now what happened was these tools popped up on the right hand side. I'm going to use the top 4 tools for doing this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scale it. So I've got to make sure I have something in the video that's scaled. I don't want it off to the sides, whatever I know the height or the width of. I want it right here in the middle if I can. Now, this one's a little off the side, but since this is actually made from a computer animation, I know it's okay. But normally what I want to do is I want to move it to the center of my screen and take my distance measurement. But in this case, I'll start here because I know it's just a computer animation. So I'll start by scaling it. I'm going to click on the button on the right-hand side. That's the 4th one down. It looks like a little yellow ruler. So I'll click on that. And now I'll draw a line, and then I'm going to tell it how long that line is supposed to be in the picture. So I've got this line across the ball, that's the diameter. It says scale 0.0254 meters. I can change this, but I'm going to leave it as meters because I'm working the SI system. Then click OK. Now it knows the scale, now it needs a starting point. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to click on the 3rd button down over here on the right hand side. Click on that, tell it the starting point is right there. Then collect data. Again, on the right-hand side, I'm going to click on the 2nd button from the top, and now it's going to start collecting data points. I'll click on the front of the ball, click on the front of the ball, click on the front of the ball, and now it's collecting data points. Hopefully I'm going in a straight line here. So I'll collect a bunch of points, and then for whatever reason I'm going to show you how you can skip some frames. To skip some frames, you click down here on the bottom and just go forward a couple frames, and then start clicking again. So if I want to skip a frame or two, I can do that as well. So now I've got all this data with a little gap in the middle. So there's my image and the dots, and I can keep going across the screen if I want to. Now what I want to do is I want to change the frame rate from 60 frames per second to 30 frames per second. There's a little glitch in LoggerPro. You need to do this last. Don't change the frame rate early. If you do, what will happen is, for some reason, sometimes the computer will skip some of the data points you're trying to enter. It won't keep them all. So you want to do this last after you've entered the data points to keep that from happening. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Options and go down to Movie Options. I'll spring this over, and the Movie Option says Override Frame Rate, and I shot this video, or created it actually, at 60 frames per second. So I'll type in 60 and click OK. And now it'll plot it just right. Get the time signature just where I want it to be. And there's my data, and there's the middle where I fast forwarded and skipped some data points on purpose. Now to analyze this, I can click on the left hand side, and I can choose my axis. I'm going to choose the x-axis, so I don't have the up and down information. This is just the left to right information. I'm going to select all my data points, just drag the cursor over. So now everything is selected, and then I'm going to analyze the data. I'm going to start by clicking on the button up here at the top of the screen, right there, to have it do a slope. So it's going to calculate a slope, and you can't see my points, they're the same color. This is too small to see the statistics. I'm going to double click on it. Click on Appearance, change the font size. I'm going to make it something big that I can see. Click OK, click OK. And now when I take my screenshot, it's going to be just the right size so I can see that the slope was 0.2063 meters per second. It's the velocity, and I can see where the y-intercept is going to be.